Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 1, and our topic is the Chapter 1, the role of human resources. So what is HRM? Human Resource Management, or HRM, is a process of employing people, training them, compensating them, developing policies relating to them, and developing strategies to retain them. In the past, HRM meant processing, payroll, sending birthday gifts to employees, arranging company outings, and making sure forms were filled out correctly. In other words, more of an administrative role rather than a strategic role crucial to the success of the organization. So, human resources management deals with issues related to compensation, performance management, organization development, safety, wellness, benefits, employee motivation, training, and others. HRM plays a strategic role in managing people and the workplace culture and environment. Why HRM is important? HRM is a key aspect of any organization. Without proper management, this complex field of work would lack structure and struggle to evolve over time. The role of HRM. Most experts agree on the 7 main roles that HRM plays in organization. First is staffing. One of the major tasks in HRM is staffing. You need people to perform tasks and get work done in the organization. Even with the most sophisticated machines, humans are still needed. Within the staffing function, there are 4 main steps. Number 1, developing of a staffing plan. This plan allows HRM to see how many people they should hire based on revenue expectations. Number 2, development of policies to encourage multiculturalism at work. Multiculturalism in the workplace is becoming more and more important as we have many more people from a variety of backgrounds in the workplace. Number 3, recruitment. This involves finding people to fill the open position. And the last function of staffing is selection. In this stage, people will be interviewed and selected, and a proper compensation package will be negotiated. In this step is followed by training, retention, and motivation. Staffing refers to the continuous process of finding, selecting, evaluating, and developing a working relationship with the current or future employees. The main goal of staffing is to fill the various roles within the company with suitable candidates. The second role of HRM in the organization is the development of workplace policies. Every organization has policies to ensure fairness and continuity within the organization. In the development of policies, HRM, management, and executives are involved in the process. For example, the HRM professional will likely recognize the need for a policy or a change of policy, seek opinions on the policy, write the policy. HR departments do not and cannot work alone. Everything they do needs to involve all other departments in the organization. Some examples of workplace policies might be the following: discipline process policy, vacation time policy, dress code policy, ethics policy, and internet usage policy. A workplace policy helps you to define how you will run your organization, day-to-day operations, and the behavior that is acceptable for employees and management. Policies help to guide business and assure that they are complying with legislation, regulation, and codes of practice. The third role of HRM in organization in compensation and benefits administration. HRM professionals need to determine that compensation is fair, meets industry standards, and is high enough to entice people to work for the organization. This involves setting up pay systems that take into consideration the number of years with the organization, years of experience, education, and similar aspects. Examples of employees' compensation include the following: health benefits, retirement plans, stock purchase plans, vacation time, sick leave, bonuses, and tuition reimbursement. Compensation and benefits administration is the planning and management of the compensation package of the company. It covers the daily wages, overtime, and other compensation-related benefits. Benefits is simply an additional source or indirect compensation given to employees by the company. The fourth role of HRM in organization is retention. Human resource people must be aware of all the laws that affect the workplace. An HRM professional might work with some of the HRM retention involves keeping and motivating employees to stay with the organization. Compensation is a major factor in employee retention, but there are other factors as well. 90% of employees leave a company for the following reasons. Number 1, the job they are performing. Number 2, challenges with their manager. Number 3, poor fit with organizational culture. And number 4, workplace environment. Retention or employee retention refers to the ability of a company to prevent employee turnover. In other words, it is the company's concerted efforts to retain their existing staff and keep their best employees on board in order to succeed as a business. Number 5 rule that HRM plays in organization. A training and development. Training is also a key component in employee motivation. We want to make sure they not only are trained to do the job but also continue to grow and develop new skills in their job. Examples of training programs might include the following. Job skills training, such as how to run a particular computer program, training on communication, team building activities, policy and legal training, such as sexual harassment training and ethics training. Training and development initiatives are educational activities within our organization that are designed to improve the job performance of an individual or group. These programs typically involve advancing a worker's knowledge and skill sets and instilling greater motivation to enhance job performance. Number 6 role of HRM plays in organization. Dealing with laws affecting employment. Human resource people must be aware of all the laws that affect the workplace. An HRM professional might work with some of these laws. Discrimination laws, healthcare requirements, compensation requirements such as the minimum wage, worker safety laws, and labor laws. Employment laws affects every aspect of the workplace. It determines your rights regarding hiring, wage and benefits, eligibility for overtime pay, discrimination, family and medical leave, termination, and more. The last role of HRM plays in the organization is worker protection. Safety is a major consideration in all organizations. Oftentimes, new laws are created with the goal of setting federal or state standards to ensure worker safety. It is up to the human resource manager to be aware of workers' protection requirements and ensure the workplace is meeting both federal and union standards. Worker protection issues might include the following: chemical hazards, heating and ventilation requirements, use of no fragrance zones, protection of private employee information. Keeping workers safe all improve employee morale, and when employees are happy with their job, the more productive they will be. Besides these major roles, good communication skills and excellent management skills are key to successful human resource management as well as a general management. Effective communication is essential for managing relationships with your staffs, customers, and stakeholders. Poor communication can ruin relationships and potentially result in lost sales and a damaged reputation. Awareness of external factors. In addition to managing internal factors, the HR manager needs to consider the outside forces at play that may affect the organization. Outside forces or external factors are those things the company has direct control over. However, they may be the things that could positively or negatively impact human resources. External factors might include the following: globalization and offshoring, changes to employment law, healthcare costs, employee expectations, diversity of the workforce, changing demographics of the workforce, a more highly educated workforce, layoffs and downsizing, technology used, such as HR databases, and increased use of social networking to distribute information to employees. These external factors can be broadly categorized as the social and cultural, technological, economic, political, and legal environments. While these external influences are often outside the control of HRM, they often require action from HRM to address their effects on the organization and its goals.
Skills needed for HRM. The first skill needed is organization. The need for these skills makes sense given that you are managing people's pay, benefits, and careers. Having organized files on your computer and good time management skills are crucial for success in any job, but especially if you take on a role in human resources. So, organizing is the function of HRM that involves developing an organizational structure to ensure the accomplishment of the organizational goals. The structure is usually represented by an organization chart, which provides the graphic representation of the chain of command within the organization. Multitasking. Multitasking is essential in managing human resources as it allows a person to focus on more than one task at a time. Unlike other management positions, human resources focuses on all areas of the business, making multitasking essential. Multitasking refers to the ability of an individual or machine to perform more than one task at the same time. In the field of human resources, multitasking is a popular term that is often used to describe how busy managers or business practitioners are able to accomplish ever more in the same amount of time. People management requires the ability to manage a variety of personalities, deal with conflict, and coach others, as well as the ability to communicate good news, bad news, and policy changes. Human resources management is the strategic approach to nurturing and supporting employees and ensuring a positive workplace environment. Its functions vary across different businesses and industries, but typically include recruitment, compensation and benefits, training and development, and employee relations. A strategic mindset is essential for an HR professional, as it allows them to plan ahead and look for a trend that could affect the business environment. It also helps them understand how HR fits into the bigger picture of the business. Too often, managers focus on their own area and not enough on the business. Strategic thinking gives employees the ability to make decisions and understand how their decisions move the organization forward. As a manager, strategic thinking will help you stand out to senior level decision makers and become more valuable. Ethics and fairness. Ethics and fairness are essential in human resources as HR managers must negotiate salary and union contracts, manage conflict, and ensure compliance with ethics standards. Additionally, HR managers must manage highly confidential information, such as salary information, with a sense of ethics. Ethics in HRM is whereby human resource professionals or business managers help an organization embed and uphold its set values regardless of levels. So for those of you wanting a career in HRM, there are 3 examinations you can take to show your mastery of HRM material. First is the Professional in Human Resources or PHR. To take this exam, an HR professional must have at least 2 years experience. The exam is 4 hours long and 11 consists of 225 multiple choice questions in a variety of areas. 12% of the test focuses on strategic management, 26% on workforce planning, 17% on human resource development, 16% on rewards, 22% on employee and labor relations, and 7% on risk management. The second examination is Senior Professional in Human Resources or HPHR. This exam is designed for HR professionals who focus on designing and planning rather than actual implementation. It is recommended that the person taking this exam has 6 to 8 years experience and oversees and manages an HR department. In this test, the greater focus is on the strategic aspect of HRM. The third one is the Global Professional in Human Resources or GPHR. This exam is for HR professionals who perform many of their tasks on a global level and whose company often work across borders. This exam is 3 hours long with 165 multiple choice questions. A person with 2 years of professional experience can take this certification test. However, because the test has the international aspect, someone who designs HR's related program and processes to achieve business goals would be the best suited to earn this certification. The benefit of achieving certifications are great. In addition to demonstrating the abilities of the HR professionals, certification allows the professional to be more marketable in a very competitive field. Most companies need a human resource department or a manager with HR skills. So here are some list of general job titles in human resources. First is the recruiter. A recruiter is in charge of sourcing, vetting, and hiring new employees. Second is compensation analyst. A compensation analyst help organizations develop fair compensation structure to attract and retain employees by analyzing various data. The third one is human resources assistant. The primary duty of a human resources assistant is to assist HR managers and directors with various administrative tasks. An HR assistant's responsibilities include documenting terminations, absences, performance reports, and compensation information of multiple employees. The next one is Employee Relations Manager. An Employee Relations Manager maintains peace and harmony in the workplace. They are well versed in state and federal employment laws. Hence, they know how to handle conflict in the workplace efficiently. Since they negotiate with people daily, they must possess excellent communication and interpersonal skills. Benefit managers. Benefit managers administer an organization's employee benefits program, which may include retirement plans, leave policies, wellness programs, and insurance policies such as health, life, and disability. Work-life coordinator. Work-life coordinator, also known as a work-life program manager or a work-life administrator, is someone in a position geared toward helping employees navigate their personal and professional needs in a healthy way. Training and Development Manager. Training and development in human resources management refers to a system of educating employees within a company. It includes various tools, instructions, and activities designed to improve employee performance. It's an opportunity for employees to increase their knowledge and upgrade their skills. Human Resources Manager. A human resources manager ensures that all HR members perform well. HR managers often have meetings with executive level employees to devise strategies for the hiring process. They also guide team members to help them fetch the desired results. Generally, HR managers handle sensitive and confidential employee issues and conduct exit interviews. They maintain organizational chart and department record. The last one is the Vice President for Human Resources. An organization might have either a VP or BP. The last one is the Vice President for Human Resources. An organization might have either a VP of HR or a CHRO that reports directly to the business owner or the CEO. This is the most senior level position in an HR team. The person who works in either of these roles is primarily in charge of the team of both HR professionals and recruiters. This means that this position will guide staffing plans, develop hiring strategies, set targets for employee training, and oversees compensation and benefits. Today's HRM challenges. If you were to ask most business owners what their biggest challenges are, they will likely tell you that cost management is a major factor to the success or failure of their business. In most businesses today, the people part of the business is the most likely place for cuts when the economy isn't doing well. Consider the expenses that involve the people part of any business. First is the healthcare benefits. Second is the training cost. Third is the hiring people cost, and many more. An HR manager must offer as much as he or she can to attract and retain employees, but not often too much, as it can put pressure on the company's bottom line. There are 3 ways to cut costs associated with healthcare. First is shifting more of the cost of healthcare to employees. Second is reduce the benefits offered to cut costs. And third is change or better negotiate the plan to reduce healthcare costs. Technology. Technology has greatly impacted human resources with virtual workforces from nearly all corners of the world, creating unique challenges. To ensure increased productivity, cultural sensitivity and understanding are essential. Productivity is a concern for managers in the area of flex time, as well as the fairness to other workers when one person is offered a flexible schedule. Companies are going a step further and creating virtual organizations which allow all employees to work from home or the location of their choice, creating concern over productivity and communication. The economy. Tough economic times in a country usually result in tough times for businesses too. High unemployment and layoff are clearly HRM and managerial issues. If a woman resource manager works for a unionized company, union contracts are the guiding source when having to downsize owing to a tough economy. Besides union restrictions, legal restrictions on who is to let go and the process followed to let someone go should be on the forefront of any manager's mind when he or she is required to lay off people because of the poor economy. Dealing with the performance issues and measuring performance can be considerations when it is necessary to lay off employees. One of the biggest external influences on economic condition is the shape of the current economy. Recessions, economic booms, and the general rate of inflation affect consumer demand. The changing and diverse workforce. The aging and changing workforce is our final factor. As baby boomers retire, there likely will not be enough people to replace them, and many of the skills the baby boomers have may be lost. In addition, having to work with multiple generations at once can create challenges as different expectations and needs arise from multi-generational workforce. Workforce diversity is considered one of the main challenges for human resource management in modern organizations. Despite its strategic importance, the majority of models in this field implicitly consider workforce as a generic and homogeneous category and do not take into account cultural differences among employees. Ethics and monitoring of ethical behavior are also challenges in HRM. Setting ethical standards and monitoring ethical behavior, including developing a code of conduct, is a must for any successful business. Ethical decision making in the workplace takes into account the individual employee's best interest and also takes into account the best interest of those impacted. The letter of the definition is often where individual employees struggle to act ethically. Furthermore, ethical behavior doesn't only apply to individual employees. The organization itself should amplify standards of ethical conduct.